Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show, Sunday, July 14th, 2013. Today we were in Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, and as you may or may not know, Flushing Meadows, Corona Park was the home to the 1939 and 1964-1965 New York World's Fair. Today we're going to be looking at artifacts from both of those World's Fairs, but mainly the 64-65 World's Fair, as not that many artifacts are left from the original 1939. Here you see several murals. These murals are original from when they were constructed. Most were constructed in 1964 and are dated as such, though there were a few that we stumbled upon that were back from 1939. Most were in very good condition considering their age, but there were several that had tiles that were popping out, and one mural had been completely obscured and repaved over, which was a real shame. I don't know if any of you guys ever went to one of the World's Fairs. I would have to assume it was the 64-65 if you did, because I don't think anybody was alive in 1939. But it's surprising how many artifacts are still there that people just don't notice or take for granted. In addition, it's a shame how some of the artifacts have been left to deteriorate. This is the popular Unisphere. You're going to be seeing a lot of pictures of this in today's video. What was really lucky about this was that they actually had the fountains turned on. They do not have the fountains turned on all year, of course, because the winters are too harsh. They'd freeze. But even in the summertime, as far back as I can remember, I don't remember seeing the fountains on all that much. So this indeed was a rare treat. There were some peaks of sun out, which is, not bad at all considering we get so many rainy days. I would like to also say that the park was very well populated and it's very safe. There are no problems at all. In case you don't know, it's located adjacent to Citi Field, right on the Grand Central Parkway. It actually abuts the Long Island Expressway on one end as well. Yep, there's another view of the Unisphere. Later, we're going to take a look at some really impressive structures. See that one on the right there in the background? That's actually called the New York State Pavilion from the 1964 World's Fair. Sadly, that poor thing has been left to rust and deteriorate to the point that some parts of it had to be removed. Here you can see the Grand Central Parkway. We're on a bridge that connects one section of the park to the other, and it requires us crossing over the very photogenic Grand Central. Here you can see there's a big sign to get on, and I do believe that's an original sign, though I can't prove it. Also part of the park is something called the Queen's Hall of Science, which we'll be seeing shortly. The Queen's Hall of Science is part of the World's Fair actually, and has been kept up to date and looks quite good. In front of it are two what I would call very large rocket ships, for I guess lack of a better word. There you can see them right there. Soon you will see the Hall of Science too, and here right in front of it is this beautiful sundial. Available in the park are several concession stands and of course a New York City tradition, Mr. Softee. How many of you guys know the Mr. Softee jingle? It's something that just plays and plays in your head. Sadly, there were not too many artifacts from the 39 World's Fair, and to my knowledge only one original building, which is this one, the Queen's Museum of Art. The structure is in poor repair. We were not allowed in it. It is closed to the general public. This plaque was outside of the building. Here you can see the New York State Pavilion that I spoke about earlier. I'm going to show you some real close-up shots of this neat structure, but if you look real close, you'll see how it's left to deteriorate. There actually used to be elevators attached to this structure that would go up and down, and you could get onto those upper levels. Now, of course, I myself never got on one of the elevators, but I do vaguely remember seeing them last time we visited this park, which was about 5 years ago, I think. Here you can see me. I took the camera and I stuck it through a hole in the fence so you could see the inside of the New York State Pavilion, which is closed to the public. This is a time capsule that is scheduled to be open in 5,000 years. There are items in there from the 1939 World's Fair and the 1964-65 World's Fair as well. Here we're going to cross over the Long Island Expressway to get to one more thing that I want you guys to see, and then we're going to bring this to a close. The last thing I want you to see is a food concession stand that I have never seen open. It's on the very edge of the park, and perhaps that's why they don't figure too many visitors are going to go to it. Anyway, that's all I want to tell you right now. I'm Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It literally took me a whole day to photograph everything. But we had a good time, and that's all that counts. Rock on, guys.